All right, Shalom. Shalom. All right, we the brothers here from Great Millstone, Atlanta. We're going to start out giving our praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who grew well. Honors and salutation to the elect. All right. We here back in the spirit, man. Pushing this word out. And we're going to go into basically how you don't want to trust in vain thoughts and vain dreams. All right. Because the times that we live in, man, the spiritual demon Satan, he don't always come in the form of an Edomite or a nigger woman or a nigga. All right. The spiritual demon Satan, he'll come in the form of a thought or a dream. All right. He'll get into your mind frame and he'll manipulate your thoughts. He'll have you thinking certain things about a brother. A thought will just jump into your mind and he'll create this whole scenario of why this brother is wrong. And everything that you're thinking about is wrong. The brother ain't even thinking like that, man. He ain't even acting like that. But it's just the thought process that Satan is trying to plant and sow in your minds to get you to go off. All right? So you don't want to trust in your thoughts and even in your dreams. You might have a dream that you get into a fight with a brother, or that this brother's off or this brother's wrong. Right. That don't necessarily mean that that's a dream or a vision from Yahweh Shai. All right? That stuff be Satan, man. You got to learn to rebuke the negative thoughts and negative dreams, and don't give yourself over to it, man. You sit around. That's why you shouldn't be vain in this faith, man. That's why we're supposed to be doing these videos and pushing these prophecies in the spirit. Yeah, that's right, brother. Being in the spirit, because it keeps you away from vain thoughts, and having these weird ass thoughts about things that have no relevance to the truth, man. It has no relevance to the word. It has no relevance to Yahweh Shai, the brotherhood. All right, it's just a personal opinion in your mind that Satan is trying to leaven up to get your ass to go off. So don't trust him. We just start with that precept.
Done. This is Ecclesiastes 34. I'm gonna just get right to we start at verse 5. All right. It says,
really, you can start at the top, really.
Yeah, we start with the top of that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. This is Sirach 34 and 1. It says, the hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false.
Go ahead.
And dreams lift up fools.
As the scriptures say, dreams lift up fools, man. You don't want to put all your trust into these dreams that you have, man.
Right.
All right. Now the Most High does give you heavenly inspirations and heavenly visions while you sleep, but they're going to deal with prophecy. All right. You might have a dream a weird dream that you might get shot in the head by some niggas or something like that. Like, man, what?
Fight or something.
Yeah, you get in a big fight,
right?
Or just some weird, you get having dreams where it's confusing and you jumping from place to place in the dream and you don't really have clarity on what's going on with the dream. Right. Man, just let it be. Just be like, oh, that was Satan. Now, rebuke that thought, rebuke that dream, and get it back into prophecy, man. Get back into the spirit of things, man. Because as long as we labor, as long as we do diligently seeking out Yahweh Shai, Most High will preserve us.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
Yep. Verse 2. It says, whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow.
Yeah, you can't grasp it. You can't grasp a shadow. Right. You can only see it. Well, that's a dream. All right. You try to break down these dreams that really has no meaning. It's a vain dream.
No substance.
That's right. It has no substance. It's not dealing with prophecy. It's not dealing with the scriptures. All right. It's not dealing with the coming the microchip, the missiles. Now if you have dreams that's pertaining to prophecy, then you can say that, hey, that's inspired by the Lord, man. That was a vision that the Lord actually gave you. But if not, man, just let it go, man, because we're gonna be tested more on that aspect coming up in your thoughts and in your dreams. Satan is going to be planting a lot of bullshit, trying to plant a lot of bull crap in our minds and try to get it to blossom. Yeah. But you gotta rebuke it, man.
Right. Especially in these last days, the closer we get to, the end, pushing out a lot more videos, a lot more. The spirit is going on heavily. So as we increase in the spirit, Satan increases in the spirit, and Satan's methods. Because one of Satan's methods, to mess with brothers and men in the Lord, is to mess with them through their dreams, their thoughts. When you're alone day to day, that's when Satan messes with you. If Satan messes with you through somebody on the outside, a woman, or something like that, you can pretty much see it, you rebuke it. But it's that internal battle within yourself, within your own mind, within your own heart. That's that's where it comes real subtle. And you have to recognize that and rely on the spirit.
That's right. That's right, bro. Go ahead.
I'll read verse 2 again. It says, Sirach, Ecclesiastes 34:2. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow and followeth after the wind.
Yeah, you. That's like you trying to chase the wind. The wind moves in many different directions, man. And it's just like a dream, man. You having a dream, and 1 minute you here, next minute you in a whole nother place, and you with a whole nother group of people, in some whole nother setting, man. It's like how the hell did that happen? But then you turn around and then you put your trust in that shit, man. Right. Well, that's you following after Satan. That's you following after the seed that Satan is trying to plant in your mind, man. You got to ignore that type of stuff, man. Like the brother Kasab on the comment board, and Shalom to all of you brothers on the comment board. The brother Kasab said, Khan, Satan played Jedi mind tricks on you, and and you know what? They be convincing as hell. That's why he's there, man. To try to get you to go off. He's a deceiver.
Right.
He tries to deceive you. Deceit is very, very believable.
Yeah.
Deceit is believable, man. He creates certain thought patterns in your mind, certain scenarios about a brother or about yourself or about your family or just about a lot of things, and they'd be very, very highly believable, man. Yeah. It would make sense, but you got to neglect that stuff, man. Yeah. Satan don't come, just blatantly like, hey, so check this out, right. So listen to this riddle.
You hear something cool?
Yeah, you want to hear something cool? Listen to this riddle. Like, no, man, he comes with scenarios and occurrences, all right, that's highly believable, man. So you got to learn to neglect that stuff, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
This is verse 3. It says, the vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face. Yeah, it say the vision or a dream is a resemblance of one thing to another. Meaning what? It may resemble one thing, but it's a whole nother situation, man. It's a whole nother meaning behind it. All right? There's a whole nother vibration behind it, opposed to how you decipher it, man. Great. That's why you got to just let it go. The Lord says what? That he's not the author of confusion. Right. If you have a dream and you confused and you don't fully understand what it was about, let it go. Yeah. It's pointless, man. You're going to destroy your mind trying to figure out the dream. Or you're going to destroy your mind trying to get to the bottom of a vain thought that pops in your head. Instead of you sit around for an hour and a half, 2 hours, meditating and hating in your mind about the next brother, when you could have took that hour and a half, 2 hours and put your hand to being productive in the faith. Yep. Reading something, studying something, looking into current events, doing a lesson, going for a walk, going to exercise, cooking something, looking up, researching something that you want to buy for your house, getting in, put your spirit into something. That we was getting in the spirit. That we was talking, prior to the filming. You got that old quote in the world, idle mind is the devil's playground, man. All right. So when your mind is not occupied on like your brother's going into being productive, or it's not occupied in righteousness, as I say, it could creep in there, man. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, you sitting there, at midnight, in your room and lights off, or you got the laptop screen on, and you just soaking in all kind of demons, man. Mm-hmm. Why? Because you're not being productive and your mind's not occupied in the spirit, man. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Yep. Verse let me see.
verse 4. It says, of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
Yeah, see, what?
And from that thing which is false, what truth can come?
Yeah, see, a lot of dreams you're gonna have is false dreams.
Yeah.
Hey, you know this type of stuff from when you was a child, when you have a nightmare, man.
Right.
You have a nightmare about something, and the being that's in the dream, first of all, don't exist.
Right.
Second of all, you know, the dream, the nightmares that you had back in the world never came to pass.
Right.
They're just there to mess with you, to jack your spirit up, to throw you off, man. You know, Satan do these things to pump fear into your spirit, man. But you gotta just be like, you know what? I'm not buying into that shit, man. You know,
Right.
because the times is gonna get harder where you're gonna have a lot more mental challenges, man.
Hey, like I say, 'cause that's part of the battle that we signed up for, man. You know, when you come into the faith, Satan will try you through your family, or through your woman, through your job. He'll try you, you know, physically, give you, you know, certain ailment, you know, certain things to try to throw you off of, try to throw you off the path.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then he knows he can't get you there. They are now. So now I gotta start fucking with his thoughts now, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, usually for brothers that are a little more seasoned, you know, I've been in for a number of years, Satan start playing your thoughts, man, because he can't get you nowhere else. You know, but that's when it's going to separate the men from the boys, man.
Yeah.
All right, the pitch from the poodle, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, whether you can really conquer Satan and fight him in your mind, man.
Eternally, yeah.
You know, eternally.
And they get harder.
Yeah.
You know, they get harder, man, as we go on. You know, sometimes it'll mess you up. You know, you might have to fast on it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, you may have to fast on some things. You may have to pray. You know, you may have to seek advice on some things, man.
Yeah.
Because Satan is trying to plague your mind. He's trying to ruin your spirit. He's trying to stifle you from growing, man. You see the growth. And he want to plant certain vanities in your mind, whether you awoke and daydreaming, you on the way to work. You could be doing it in transit, but yet still you thinking about some bullshit.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You gotta put your spirit into this thing, man. You gotta put your spirit into these words, man. And when scenarios occur and situations happen, then you deal with it then.
Yep.
You know? Go ahead.
Yeah. And I'll say this too, you know, what Satan tries to do is he tries to lower a brother's confidence.
Yep.
Because here it is, you get, you know, you got the truth now, you know, the scriptures, you know, the who, the what, the why, the where, you know, and especially after a number of years. So he tries to lower your confidence by, okay, it's the last days, prophecy. So he'll throw a bullshit dream in there, you know, to make you think something that it may not be. And then, you know, even you coming to the truth, you know, like you're excited, you're zealous. So, you know, you're thinking that, you know, this might be the spirit. And really, it's a demon, like the scripture the brother read about, it this resembles that or whatever. It's like it, right?
Yep.
I don't remember. But
Kind of.
basically what I'm saying is that the demon, Satan, he tries to make you think what's not real is real. And it feels so real, it'll lower your confidence because it's making you think like, well, the Lord may not be dealing with me. You know, the Lord may be trying to, you know, tell me that I'm not, you know, man of the Lord. That's Satan, man.
Yeah,
It's Satan, because if it's not of the scriptures, if it's not of the Lord, especially if you're a brother that's doing the work too, and you're doing your best and you're fighting for the faith, fighting for your salvation, Satan tries to belittle you, demean you, you know, berate you, but it's through your own thoughts. And like I said earlier, it's your own internal battle. You have to fight that.
Yeah, that's how you conquer. That's how you conquer your demons.
Yeah.
When you actually get over these the vain thoughts in your mind. You know, when you get over certain habitual things that you do that's not according to the scripture, and you get over those things, you start to do things differently. When situations happen in your life and you react to them differently than what you used to, you know, that's how you conquer demons. You know, and usually when a demon that you conquer, you try to come back with stronger demons, but then you fight them off in the spirit.
Yep.
You know, and you get stronger mentally. That's what the Most High is doing. He's making our mind strong.
Yep.
But in order to mentally get stronger, we have to be faced with obstacles.
Yeah.
We in a fight. You know, you get swung on. You know, you get hit sometimes, like the Elder Yashawamba was going into. You get hit.
Oh,
You know, you
take L's.
Yeah, you take L's.
Yep.
You feel it. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you feel it. But what makes a man stronger is how he bounce back.
Yep.
You know, what do you want to apply? All right, when you do have a vain thought about a brother in your mind that he hadn't offended you, he hadn't trespassed against you, he always shows you love, but in your mind you thinking that this brother's wicked. You thinking that this brother's off. You thinking you don't like him because how he's talking, how he do this and how he do that, or what he said. He think he this, he think he that. But in that brother's mind frame, he loves the shit out of you.
Right.
You know, you got to rebuke them type of thoughts, man. You can't give heed to that type of energy, man. Because that's how Jake started bugging out and catching them demons.
Yep.
Because they give in to that. They already have preconceived thoughts that they sit on.
Yep.
It's like an egg. Once you sit on that egg, it's gonna hatch. You know, you sit on them thoughts, it's gonna come to fruition, man.
That's right.
You know. Go ahead, bro.
This Proverbs 16:3. It says, "Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established."
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you're occupied in prophecies and you're doing the work of the Lord and you're meditating on the righteous things pertaining to the scriptures, then your thoughts are going to be a lot more established pertaining to prophecy and the truth. You know, and you're going to have a stronger mind than if you were weaker and Satan tries to come with you, because Satan won't come with you regardless. Mm-hmm. But the more you put your spirit into Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the more he can fight for you.
That's right.
You know, like the brother mentioned earlier, Tyler, you know, he mentioned, you know, Satan was coming at him, but you know, in a particular dream, but he called on the name of the Lord.
Yep.
So because he's committed himself, you know, he can do that, you know, and it might not have been nothing, but it's within our spirit. That's what you got to do. You got to put the name of the Lord, you got to put the spirit of the Lord within your spirit. So even when Satan tries to come at you in your thoughts, whether you're awake, whether you're sleeping, all right, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai will be your refuge.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right. Like what the brother's saying, you might be driving down the road, and a vain thought pops up in your head as you're driving. And you're like, where the fuck that come from?
Yeah.
Rebuke it. Rebuke it immediately.
Yeah.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, Yechak, Shatan, Mayan, Labia. Meaning, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, rebuke Satan from my mind.
Yeah.
You know?
If I could add to that, like you mentioned, give an analogy of this being like a fight. Like you get knocked down sometimes. This truth teach you how to be like you brothers watch boxing, like a counter puncher or counter fighter, like a James Toney or Floyd Mayweather. Meaning they don't necessarily attack. They wait to see what you're gonna do, and they go with that. That's how you gotta be with Satan. That's right. You know? Yeah, you know, you see what he about to come right. I know how to apply this scripture. I know brother told me to do this, I'm gonna do that. You know, he come from this side, I know to do this. He come from this angle, I know, you know. That's how you gotta be in the spirit, man. You gotta be a spiritual counter puncher, man. That's right, you know.
I got something real quick. Come. This is Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
Right, and that's the nature of man. The nature of man, right, is wicked in his heart. That's why, you know, the Most High, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, you know, he sent that flood, but he saved Noah and his family. But when the scriptures speak about, you know, the man as a whole, okay, all the intents of the heart was to do wicked things and go against the laws and not give glory to the Lord.
Yep.
So he destroyed them. You know. So knowing that our hearts are like that, what do? We go back to the Lord, man, because the Lord established Israelite men as his special people, unto himself.
That's right.
You know, so he's going to give us. So us having the Spirit and giving us the Spirit, we have the ability and the opportunity to fight Satan off.
Yep.
Because Satan got free reign with all the minds out here. But the difference between the elected nation of Israel and the other people out here is that we have the opportunity to fight. We got to use it as a tool. A lot of brothers don't use prayer and don't use certain things of of the spirit, spiritual weapons. Okay, to combat Satan, and they get caught up within themselves.
Yeah, because see, that's why you shouldn't be idle. You shouldn't be sitting around all day thinking about bullshit.
Right.
You know, you shouldn't be sitting around all day thinking about the next. I wonder what this brother think about me. I wonder why did he say that? Like, listen, man. You know, there's too much stuff going on in the world for you to just be sitting around all day thinking about stuff like a black woman. All right. You got to get out of that spirit because it'll destroy you. Satan plants certain eggs in your mind, and them shits actually hatch if you don't destroy them, man.
Right.
All right, you gotta be like, man, that's not inspired by the Heavenly Father, man. I'm not gonna put my energy into that shit, man. You know, if it's true, I'll wait for it to come to pass. If not, I'm gonna keep pushing His word, man. You know, you sit around all day and you give yourself over to certain vain thoughts and certain things that's not so. It's gonna destroy your spirit, man.
Right.
You know, like I was saying earlier, put your energy into something, man. Go for a jog. Go to a park and sit by the lake and read. You know, go out, go grab you something to eat from a restaurant you never been to.
Yeah.
Go, you know, if you feel like you've done plenty of videos and you've read something, you know, go watch a spiritual movie. Go link up with a brother. Go do some push-ups.
Yeah.
You know, go read an article. Go find something to do until you go to sleep, man.
Yeah.
Hey, pray.
Pray.
Yeah. Y'all was just talking about going into your closet, man. You know, sometimes, pray, talk to Yahweh about your side, but pray, because you may do a video, you feeling good, you're confident, ask him to keep that spirit upon you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take his Holy Spirit from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do what you gotta do to preserve your spirit in righteousness. And shit, we don't know the thoughts of the Lord. The Lord, the brother down there, my faithful servant, I'm gonna keep him going in this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know his will or what's gonna happen in the next moment.
Yep.
You know, you may be on fire now, but then tomorrow you won't be on fire. But if you, like there's some scripture that talks about not being, content. Because you don't want to be content and stagnant with, thinking you got it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
That's right. I got a quick precept.
Come.
Psalms 119 and 113. I hate vain thoughts, but thy law do I love.
Ooh.
Thou art my hiding place and my shield. I hope in thy word.
Yeah. In the word, man. This word is our safe house, man. Our safe haven.
Mm-hmm.
Our refuge, man. This is what we run to, man. It said what? It says I hate vain thoughts, man.
Yeah.
You gotta acknowledge when your certain thought patterns that come in your mind, a certain scenario is coming by. You gotta be that's vain as hell. That's Satan, man.
Yeah, like thinking about something Jake. I'm talking about that truth now. Like IUIC, I'm gonna have the best garment at Passover. That's a vain thought.
That's
man.
vain.
That's a vain thought, man. I'll make sure my fringes are all perfectly aligned.
Yeah. Perfectly tailor made and
you know what I'm saying?
best fabric from Italy.
Yeah. The best fabric from Amazon that I got imported from China or whatever.
Yeah, vain, man.
Yep. That's a vain. You gotta hate those thoughts, and you gotta align yourself with the Spirit of the Lord that's gonna guide your because say what the law.
Yeah, the law.
Yeah. He said I love the word.
Yep.
I love the word.
Yeah, the word. Yeah,
right, that's right.
Yeah, come the word of law, because that's what's going to establish yourself going forward. It's like a guideline. It's like parameters. It's like a
Blueprint.
A blueprint. The
Man.
word is really,
You know.
it's like a path that's already been beaten out.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is walk it.
Yeah.
But you got men that, because they're in the truth now, and you know they're their own man, so to speak, or they think they're their own man, so to speak. They'll walk the path a little ways, and then they'll try to make shortcuts here. No,
Yeah.
because really we're not our own man.
Yeah, and if I could say something too, you know, like what the brother said, you don't want to be naive to your thoughts either.
Oh, I got the definition right here.
You know, you don't want to be naive to your thoughts, man. Meaning you give yourself into every little thought that come into your mind, man. You got to remember, we in a battle with Satan, brothers. You know, that's what makes you a better judge. When you can judge yourself, when you can judge your own mind. You know, when that's not you, that's not. I know that thought is not of me.
Yeah, it's not.
But see, you have some men that they can't even discern themselves, but they will sit around and try to discern everybody else.
Yeah.
Pick yourself apart first, you know, and reassemble yourself in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. So once you do that to yourself, you can do that to other brothers. You can discern, okay, that brother right there, that's not his thought, man. I can tell that that's a demon on him. Let me tell him about that, you know. But how you gonna do that if you can't even do it to yourself? Here it is, you would be trying to tell everybody else about themselves, but in the background, you just giving yourself over to every goddamn thought that come in your mind, every dream that you have. You know, you can't be like that, man, because it'll ruin your spirit.
Yeah.
Because you allow anything into your vessel.
Right.
You accept anything, man. The scriptures say you ain't supposed to accept nothing against thy soul, man. You know, it will literally destroy your spirit, man. And there's a lot of guys out here that's walking around that knew that know they're Israelites. They gave themselves over to vain thoughts, and it caused them to do what? Twist the doctrine, think of themselves highly, too highly than what they should be thinking about. Some men and forsook Yahweh Shai, they Old Testament. You got some guys that hate brothers without a cause because of a thought that popped in their head.
Right.
You know, because they gave themselves over to that thought, man. All right, you got to rebuke these things in the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. Ask the Lord to take that thought away from you, man. Especially if you don't have a valid reason to think like that, man. Get rid of it because it's going to destroy you and it's going to give you an evil eye towards yourself. All right, and you know, you might think that you might have a dream about some crazy shit that pertains to you, and you start doubting the Heavenly Father and the Son. You start doubting that you might be a man of the Lord.
Yep.
You might start thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't have gotten involved with GMS. I probably should have went with IUIC.
Yep.
You start doubting yourself. You start losing faith in Most High and losing faith in yourself. All right. You start losing.
Confidence.
Yeah, you gotta have confidence, man. You know, so you only want to. Matter of fact, get that one scripture you had in Philippians too.
Oh, maybe I got it.
And then get that definition of naive real quick. And we're gonna jump into that. What you got?
We get naive first. We get that.
Yeah, get naive. Get naive because see,
Okay.
we supposed to be doing what the Lord commanded us to do. We're supposed to meditate and think about what the Lord told us to meditate and think about.
Yep.
Not what you want to meditate and think about. You got to meditate on what the Lord commanded us to think about. All right? Not sitting around for an hour and a half, 2 hours trying to figure out why this brother's off. Or why, or I think you have a dream that you might die. And it's just a very unedifying, very confusing dream. And then you get all shook up. I don't know if it's fake for me, man. You know, hey, man, rebuke the dream and keep pushing the word.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is the word naive. It says of a person or action showing a lack of experience, wisdom, or judgment.
Yeah, see, when you become naive, it's because you lack knowledge, wisdom, and judgment. All right, you can't decipher if that's the voice of the Lord or the voice of Satan.
Yep.
You can't decipher on if that's a man of the Lord or if he off. All right, because you become naive, you listen to every damn body. You know, you listen to you'll take advice from any goddamn body, man. You got people out here, they might take advice from a junkie. They down, in the area where they don't know, and they go and ask a junkie for directions. Junkie high as hell out of his mind. They go and ask him, hey, how you get such and such?
Yep.
And he lead them straight to death.
Now you
Go
go there.
Yeah.
go down here. What you want to do? You want to go that way? You want to make a right, then make a left. You gonna see this, and that's where you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you go there, you run into a goddamn drug gang turf or something, right? Because you naive as hell, man. You don't have the mental discernment to be like, you know what, this man is out of his mind. Let me go ask somebody else who might be a little better seasoned. You know, instead of sitting around meditating in your own mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, they now they use the word in the sentence at the definition.
Okay.
It says the rather naive young man had been totally misled.
Oh man.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Oh,
and what
man.
scripture say?
You know,
He that what is it? But he leads into a ditch shall we all shall fall into a ditch.
yeah.
You know, so you have naive men that follow. Yeah, at the
blind leads to the blind.
at the blind lead the blind. They both shall fall into a ditch.
That's right.
Because you got a lot of naive men.
Okay.
Okay. You got a lot of naive men that follow behind these other camps, these other groups, because they like something that may be carnal looking, or the women, or, something like that.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that because they're naive, they get misled. So then eventually they do what? They fall out. We never see them again, and they never continue on.
Yep.
Even with Great Millstone, it's a lot of things that Great Millstone puts out there. And because of how we present it through the Spirit of the Lord, men get caught up in the wrong thing, and when they see that, hey, we're just like everybody else, they get disenchanted and they fall out or they scoff or something like that,
right.
Or they may get rebuked and called out. That's because what? Because you're naive, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
They ain't count the cost either.
Yeah. Right.
Understand they get involved.
Con. Go ahead and bring out what you had.
Okay, Con. Yeah, because I said you referenced it. What Scripture says, "Accept no man against thy soul."
Yeah.
Well, that includes yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't accept yourself, your own mind and your own thoughts against the Lord.
Because you have a new man and you have an old man.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. So it says, this is Jeremiah 17:5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart, so your own mind, your own heart, departed from the Lord."
Yeah. Oh man, see, if I could expound on it,
Yeah, come.
it say your heart, your mind depart from the Lord. And that's when you start getting into vanities, man. All right. You start getting into worthlessness, man. You start being idle, all right, and meditating on things that really has no value concerning your salvation. It has no value concerning the ministry. All right. You meditating on and thinking about certain things day and night. It ain't got nothing to do with this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, put your mind. Hey, Scripture say, let your mind be towards Yahweh Shai.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to be following after, man. He says, give yourselves holy. What is that? 1 Timothy. So meditate upon these things, give thyself holy, so that thy profit may appear.
You're holy unto the meaning, your whole self, get your whole soul unto these things.
That's right. And in the verse above, it says what? Give attendance to what? Reading, to exhortation, and to doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
They say give yourself holy to us. So that's why our mind frame should be engaged into, man. All right. Remember, brothers, we are in a mental battle. Satan is not going to always come in the form of a human being.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to always come through an Edomite man or Edomite woman or a co-worker or a woman that you're dealing with or your kids, or he'll come
as you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He'll try to revive that old spirit within you and throw your mind off.
They call it a doppelganger.
Mm-hmm.
A spiritual evil doppelganger. He's going to come as you. He's going to sound like you. He's going to look like you, so to speak. Meaning he's going to have your, he knows you because he knows your mind, knows your thoughts. But guess what? It's not you.
Yeah, you'll see that in certain movies.
Yeah.
Like you'll have two, like I think it was in Terminator, where you had both of the women at the end when they were fighting in the factory, and they looked just alike, but one was the real girl, and the other one was the demon.
Right.
But it appeared like her, and it was fighting against her. And then, you know, you had to have the discernment to be able to be like, you know what, that's the wicked one right there. No, that's the true one. You see that a lot in certain cartoons where you would have, you know, two characters and they would appear alike, but they'd be fighting against each other.
And they figure out which one is the real one.
And the fake one would try to, you know, have the mannerisms like the new or like the original. They would try to emulate the mannerisms and the voice, but it's always that one little thing that detects that's not the real McCoy. So that's how you got to be in the spirit. You got to be able to detect the voice of Satan and the voice of Yahweh Bashim Shai, because it's very subtle and it's very, very deceitful. And if you're not on point, it can trick you. Satan play tricks, man. You know?
The scripture says that the elect, about the elect, it says, the sheep knoweth my voice.
Yep.
You know, and follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth.
Yep.
And then it says the elect shall not be deceived.
That's right.
Although Satan will try his hardest to deceive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's what prepare for them. So that's why, you know, you have to commit your works and yourself into the Lord, and he shall do what? Establish your thoughts, like I read earlier.
That's right.
Right? And I had a little bit more.
Time.
Jeremiah 17:5, this said the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabit it. Because it's basically going to be dried up. Because say he's going to basically find the spirit, find the living waters, and going to dry all the living waters out in his soul. Because you're not what? You're being idle, you too, you know, busy thinking about the wrong thing.
Yep.
You know?
Hey, he said something about he had read that part, the last part again about he not lean.
It says but it shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, and the salt land and not inhabit it. All right? I read it again.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
It says something about
verse 6.
he
Shall
it
says for he shall be like the heat in the desert, and shall not see when good coming.
Yeah. See, not see what good coming. Meaning what you lost your focus, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, lost your sense of vision, so to speak.
Lost your zeal.
Yeah, lost your zeal. You know, your first love, the scripture speak about, man.
Yeah.
You know, you basically lost your sense of direction, man. So you can't see when good is coming. You know, yeah, that's part of one of that. You know,
I got something real quick.
And then verse 7 says, "Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is."
Oh man, see that just your mind. That matter of fact, hold that. Give me Sirach 39 and 1.
Okay.
You know, Sirach 39 and 1. You know, because that's just the Lord tells us where our mind should be. When you start thinking about little minuscule things, your mind is on a low level.
That's right.
You know, you gotta think about the big picture, man. All right, go ahead.
That's right. This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes 39 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
For he that giveth his mind to the law,
To the what?
To the law
Go ahead.
of the Most High,
Mm-hmm.
and is occupied in the meditation thereof.
Yeah, see, the meditation of your mind should be engaged in the law of the Most High. Go ahead.
Will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient,
Mm-hmm.
and be occupied in prophecy.
That's where your mind is going to be at when you're in the spirit of the Lord, because that's what it's about. The prophecies, man. The things that's going to come to pass concerning your salvation, concerning the gathering of the elect chosen of the nation of Israel.
Right.
That's where your mind frame is going to be at. It's not going to be lodged into your own internal preconceived notions.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the spirit of the Lord, man. The Lord ain't dealing with individualism, man. The Lord dealing with a collective body of men. All right. He dealing with the nation. He dealing with the nation of Esau. He dealing with the nation of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He dealing with the other nations. He's setting up this big master plan Yahweh was setting up. He's not thinking about a personal situation that he ain't giving too much thought to a personal thought that you got, right? Because he already told you how to deal with it. Mm-hmm. You know, he already explained on how to deal with these thoughts when they come in your mind. So he ain't thinking about that. We have to frame our mind after the mind frame of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right? And you sit around and you meditate on bullshit, then you're gonna get bullshit. Excuse my language. You know? You get in, you get out what you put in.
That's right.
You know, so don't there's just an exhortation to the brothers, man. You get up off your ass and do certain things, man. You know,
that's right.
Use your time wisely, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you wake up, you send your prayers up. Hey, go ahead.
Hey, I'm gonna jump down to verse. It go right what you just said. Jump down to Sirach 39:5. He will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him.
Yeah, see, he will give his heart. Just read that again.
Yep. Sirach 39:5. He will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High.
Yeah, so you're gonna pray and you're gonna give your mind to the Lord.
I said early too.
Early, man.
Like you said, you wake up early, Yep.
Yeah.
Right what you said.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning, you send your prayers up, and then you find you something to do. Be productive in the faith, man. You know, if you wake up and you do a video, and you gotta go to work. When you at work, meditate on the scriptures.
Yep.
All right. When you get off work and you come home, you may do another video or you may read. If you don't have anything to do after that, go do a workout.
Yep.
Go put your energy into something, man, that's productive and that pertains to the ministry. And then when scenarios and situations pop up, you deal with it when it pops up, man. Because you'll be thinking about a scenario that's gonna happen, and the whole situation is not even gonna happen. So that's a vain thought.
That's right.
You putting your energy into hating on a brother or hating yourself, all right? When that whole situation is vain, right. It's not even that serious,
right?
And that seed gets planted, and then you start going into different doctrines. You start diving into different things, and you feed that lust, and then you become a demon. Right. And same thing, 1044. Then you start don't trust in vain dreams either. Learn to and like the brother Kasab said on the comment board, Shalom to you, Rock. Shalom, brother. The brother had mentioned, he said, pray to the Lord for discernment, and that's right.
Yeah.
You want to ask the Lord to give you the spirit of discernment to be able to discern yourself and to be able to discern the men that surround you, so that you can exercise your judgment skills, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got something real quick. This is Ephesians 4:17. It says, "This I say, therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind."
Yep.
You don't want to move as the other nations, man. They all into they self-consumed, they arrogant, they hate on each other. A lot of drama that comes in these other people's lives is because they misinterpreted something.
Yep.
They think that somebody hating on them when that person really not. Or they think that somebody's gonna do this. Don't walk like that, man. You gotta walk honestly, man.
Right.
You gotta walk truthful. You gotta be spiritual men. All right. We have to think on a higher frequency, a higher level, man. We are government, man. All right. The President Donald Trump and these other elite officials that run the world, they don't think on that type of minuscule level. Right? Donald Trump said this about me. I don't think he should be the president. They don't think like that, man.
Right.
They on a whole nother frequency when it comes to rulership, when it comes to governments, when it comes to ranking and order. Their mind frame is totally elevated. So we have to elevate our mind frame as well. And that little being petty, giving yourself over to vanity, and not really putting your spirit. You just basically an Israelite bum. You don't want to be like that. Put your spirit into something, man. Get it. You can get a hobby, whether you want to train boxing, whether you like to jog, whether you want to, go fishing from time to time. Like, put your spirit into something. Don't just sit around and just be thinking and gossiping like a black woman, man.
Yeah, well,
that's right.
And what the brother is saying is edify yourself. Become a cultured man.
Build yourself.
Build yourself. Build your spirit up. Because what you put into your spirit like Yahushua said, it's not what goes into a man, but what comes out of a man.
Right.
You know, because the matter of fact, I had it up.
Let me finish this real
Yeah,
quick.
come.
It says that ye henceforth walk not as the other Gentiles in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of the Most High through the ignorance that is in them, because the blindness of their heart. You know, you don't want to. You want to have vision when it comes to your mind frame, man.
Clear.
You want to have clarity.
Yep.
The spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is edifying, man. All right, it's clear. It's not hard to understand.
That's right.
When you have an imagination or you have a dream and it's very confusing, it's very foggy, you don't really know how to decipher it, or you don't really understand it. Hey man, let it be, man. Just let it be. Don't start trying to break it down on you, and all of that, man. Just let it be.
Yep.
If it is what it is, it'll come to pass. If not, then hey, that was a demon.
That's right.
But we going forward, because you got to remember, man, all of these occultic, satanic, ritualistic scenarios and groups, they pushing out a vibration out into the world right now, man. So them demons gonna start to try to jump on brothers, man. As we approach the day of the Lord, those demons gonna get stronger. Those mental tests is gonna get stronger, man.
Gonna distract you.
They're gonna try to distract you.
Yep.
There's gonna be very subtle advances. It's not always gonna be in the form of somebody, a co-worker or your boss messing with you. It'll come into the form of a woman at the grocery store, a fine ass woman,
right,
is trying to seduce you, man. It's gonna be very subtle advances from Satan, man. Because that he knows that subtlety works. He tell you that in Genesis the 3rd chapter. He was the most subtle creature of the field.
Yeah.
So Satan works through subtlety. So going forward, brothers, we got to remember that, hey, Satan is gonna make a lot of subtle advances. They're gonna come in the form of an angel of light. Always have the mind frame to discern it and don't give yourself over to vanities, man.
Yeah. Going back to not being naive, man. Brothers always say you gotta think in the truth, man. Put your thinking caps on, man. You gotta be constantly on the watch, man. Like the brothers going into how Satan is real subtle. He'll come in the way when you least expect, man. That's
if you watch it, yeah. I read that when I was speaking about what Yahushua said. This is Mark 7 and Mark 7 and I started verse 20. It says, and he said, that which comes out of the man, that defileth the man. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these things come from within and defile the man. And that's the natural state of men. Because our scripture says men that are born of women are of a few years and full of trouble.
That's right.
Being born in this flesh, we was born after Adam and Eve sinned, going back to Genesis. So we're prone to go off, man.
That's right.
But putting on Yahweh Shema Shai, that's what cures us. Like it says in Psalms, it says what in how shall a man cleanse his way? Okay, by taking heed unto the Lord's word.
That's right.
Yeah. So by putting the word in you, you're gonna do what? You're gonna push the word out.
That's right.
But the brother said, if you put bullshit in you, that's what you're gonna put out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I got something real quick.
Yeah, come.
Ecclesiastes 37:14. For a man's mind is sometimes want to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower. Ooh. Yeah, so it's just like your mind to tell you more stories than some old drunk sitting on the front porch, man. Yeah. Your mind just telling you all kind of things, man, just racing. Like the scripture say, my mind playing tricks on me.
It's a bad scripture.
not the scripture, Salaki. You know that song.
Yeah,
The song.
yeah.
You know, I think my mind playing tricks on you. Well, hey, what do you brothers think, man? When you come into the faith, man, your mind will mess with you, man. Whether you up or woke or whether you sleep.
Yep.
You know, it'll play tricks on you, man. Just follow the spirit of the Lord, man.
Spirit.
You know, follow the spirit, man. Don't get into personal thoughts, man. That's not true.
Right.
You know, don't get into that, man, because it's gonna corrupt your spirit, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna throw you off, and you're gonna end up acting like a demon.
That's right.
And not acting like a man of the Lord. You're gonna end up acting like a damn satanic demon, man.
That's right.
All right. This is verse 16. Well, verse 15. It says, and above all this, pray to the Most High that He will direct thy way in truth. All right.
Mm.
So if you do run into a thought process or a thought pattern where it's very unclear and unedifying, pray to Yahweh B'Shem Shai and ask Him to take that thought away from you and direct your way. Ask Him to guide you down the path of righteousness, man. You know, to lead you to salvation. You know, to help you to battle, your thoughts, and your dreams. All right. Help Him to give you the spirit of discernment so that you'll be able to discern and detect what that was of the Most High and that was of Satan. So then the Lord will give it to you, man. You know, He said in James, it speaks about pray to the Lord for wisdom, and He give it to every man liberally.
Yep.
You know, verse 16. Let reason go before every enterprise and counsel before every action. All right. So, before you get into your thoughts and you react according to the flesh, all right, think, meditate, reason, and if you're very unsure, get counsel on certain things. Don't just lash out. Well, Babylon ain't America.
Right.
What make you say that? You giving your mind over to a demon now.
Yeah.
All right. You just straight up and down just launch, just launch out the chamber, man. Like, yo, that's a straight up and down demon, man. Here it is 2 weeks ago, you was just teaching that now all of a sudden you teaching contrary wise. You can gave yourself over to an unclean mind frame. Now He corrupting your energy, He corrupting your spirit. You're gonna become unfruitful. Same thing with a dream.
Yep.
Be careful with your dreams, man. What you believe in, when because Satan gonna be giving you some fucked up dreams.
Yep.
He is, man. You may have a fucked up dream about the apostles. You may have a fucked up dream about your woman. You may have a fucked up dream about your kids or yourself or the brothers around you.
Brother the king. Yeah.
You wake up. It messes with your spirit. You're like, what the fuck was that about, man? Then if you sit up there and automatically you just boom, man. Yeah, that's right. That's the truth. You're gonna throw yourself off, man.
Right.
Just rebuke it and get back to the regularly scheduled program of doing it, watching, studying, reading, and getting into the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, man.
That's right.
That's all I had on that. Right. You got something?
Yeah.
We finished.
It's on the same topic. Going back to basically being idle. All right. This is Sirach 33 and 27. Send him to labor that he be not idle. Mm-hmm. For idleness teacheth much evil.
Yeah, because the spirit is supposed to be engaging in something every day. All right. You're not supposed to be sitting around being idle. Right. You're supposed to be engaging in some kind of encounters.
Right.
Some kind of situations, whether it's jogging, like I said, whether it's reading, whether it's studying, whether it's doing a video, whether it's if you pretty much done what you needed to do in the faith. You could go grab a bite to eat.
Yeah.
You can go to a museum.
Yeah.
Work.
You can go. You can go to work.
You try to make some money.
Yeah. Go make some money. Do some yard work with something. Yeah. But if you just idle, if you just sitting around being a nigga drinking beers, watching all kind of vanity on TV,
right?
Putting dark energy in you, then next thing you know, just a thought come out of nowhere, and you just give heed to it, and you just sit there and you marinate. You let that thought marinate. You let it soak, and you let it embedded in your energy. When something marinates, it's hard to get it out of you. It's just like if you marinate chicken or you marinate food, that seasoning infuses into the actual meat, man. You know, and that's the same thing in the spirit. You don't let certain things marinate, man. All right. If you have a certain issue about yourself, a complex about yourself, you want to attack it straight up and down quick, man. Go to Yahweh Shema Shah. That's why we just read in Sirach, the 38th chapter. It said, pray to the Lord and ask him to direct our way in truth. Right. You know, meaning you got to be quick. You got to be quick on the draw, man.
Right.
You know?
That's right. Yes.
Come on, man. You know, and I want you to get that Philippians as well.
I got you.
Yeah, we're going to get that Philippians, and then I want to close on that scripture to Zion, man. That's just, that's
yeah. Can I get this real quick? This is Psalms 119 and 133. It says, order my steps in thy word, and let not any iniquity have dominion over me. You know? So, like the brother said, you know, the Lord will direct you. You know, if you're doing the right thing, you're not being idle, and you're paying attention, and you're having your mind upon righteous things, then the Lord can order your steps in the word, order thy way in truth.
but if it's not in you, how you gonna order your steps in truth when it's not in you? When ain't nothing but darkness in you. How can he direct you in truth when you're not putting truth inside you? You know, that's why the Lord, he starts you as a baby, because you have to purify yourself from all the impurities. So then when you start to put it in you, then as you grow, he can actually direct you better. The Lord don't just take a nigga out the world and then the next 2 days he on the level of Apostle Tahar. Right. Like, no, you gotta order out. The Lord has to order your way in this truth. He has to direct your steps. But if you going down the total path that he told you not to go, how can he guide you down the path of life? Right. You know?
Right.
Yeah. It says, order my steps in thy word. It's Psalms 119, 133. Order my steps in thy word, and let not any iniquity have dominion over me. That's your own thoughts. Because like I read in the previous verse, you know, about how out of the mouth of man and out of the heart of man, evil thoughts proceeded, and adulteries and fornication and all of that. It comes out of you. So you can't let those evil things have dominion over you, because that leads to what? Sin and iniquity. Okay? So what? You have to pray to the Lord to you know, direct your ways and, you know, steer you. You know, the old saying in the word, you know, Jake say, I mean, it's off, but, you know, they say Jesus, but, you know, you know, they say, say, how should I take the wheel? They say, Jesus, take the wheel. And when you gotta let Yahweh Shai take the wheel of this truth, man. He's the driver, he's the director, you're just the servant. Humble yourself. That's what it says, humble yourself and be still and know that the Lord, Yahweh Shai, he's the power. You know, you can't be puffed up in your mind and have your thoughts guide you. No, let the ways of the Lord guide you, and he's going to direct your thoughts into his ways, and then you'll be better off. You know, because Satan is going to, you know, Satan is going to try and lower your confidence and beat you down and get you out of the truth. That's his job, to get you out away from the Lord. The same way that he tried to do with Job in the scriptures. But we got to be like Job and keep our integrity. Trust and hope in Yahweh Shai. You know? Read that what you got right now.
This is Ecclesiastes 30 and 21. Give not over thy mind to heaviness.
Yeah. You don't want to give your mind over to heaviness, man. Right? You might have a dream that a close loved one might die. You might have a dream that you may die. You may have a dream that your kids may die. You may have a dream that a brother may die. You may have a weird dream that one of the apostles might die. You don't want to give your mind over to that, man. It all be satanic thoughts, man. You know, and that's all recorded in the Bible. Job said that. Job said the Lord terrified him upon his bed. You know, in a dream. You know, and that's what happens, man. The Lord sends certain tests your way, mental tests your way, to see if you're strong enough to work through that, man. You know, that's just like for instance, Michael Jordan in the flu game.
Yeah,
You know, he had to actually play through something that was plaguing him, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that physical test.
Yeah.
Like
And it's mental as well.
Yeah.
It's mental because you can give into it.
Yep.
And be like, you know what, I can't make this jump shot, man, because I'm sick. You know, you're like, no, he had to actually battle through that. It was a mind thing, man. You know, and that's the same thing with us, man. The Lord because the Lord looking for strong minds to run the world. So He has to put adversity in the way. He has to see can you get over this hurdle? Can you get over that hurdle, man?
Try to win.
You know, go ahead, bro.
It says, read again. It says, "Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel."
Yeah, you sitting around just creating your own counsel. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna react how I want to react. I'm gonna break down these scriptures according to how I perceive it. All right. You afflict yourself in your own counsel, man. Yeah, you will destroy yourself, man.
Yep.
You know, don't do that. Don't create your own thoughts and sit up there and think that it's true.
That's right.
You know, and the reason I'm putting this out there is because it's something that I've encountered, you know, in the faith recently and before, where you may be held down in your sleep by a demon. You know, the demon's pressing you down, you can't move. All right. What are you gonna do? Get spooked and leave the Lord, or you gonna call on the Lord? Right. You know, you got to be thinking about that. Then when the Lord break you up out of it, you know, you need to be giving all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, the water Yahweh Shema Shai for giving me the spirit to defeat that demon. That's right. You know, when you call on the Lord, you ask the Lord to rebuke that demon from your household, man. You know, these are the things that the Lord is looking for. How you gonna react to the adversary? You know, so because we have to defeat him.
That's right.
We're not gonna get into the kingdom of heaven, man. We got to remember that it's a straight gate.
Yeah,
it comes with a cost.
Yep.
You know. Go ahead, bro.
That's pretty much the point.
You can get that one you had in Philippians, and we'll get that one and wrap it up.
Y'all get the Philippians. This is Philippians chapter 4, in verse 8. It says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things."
That's what we're supposed to be thinking about, man.
That's right.
That's where our mind frame should be geared towards, man. You know,
That's right.
Good reports, prophecy, faith, integrity, wisdom, righteousness, brotherly love. What video I'm gonna do today? What's chapter I'm gonna read today? What does this word mean? Let me watch the apostles' video. All right. This is the mind frame that we're supposed to be thinking about, not sitting at the house thinking about what this man doing. I don't think he should be the captain. I don't think he should be second in command.
Right.
I don't think he should be third in command. I don't think he should be captain. I don't think this. I don't think that. Because that's not what the Lord told us to worry about. Did Yahweh Shai leave us that example?
Right.
No. Yahweh Shai mind frame was totally elevated. And it takes time to get there.
That's right.
But just know when these, the point of this lesson is, brothers, know that these occurrences are going to come. But when they come, all right, you have to know how to deal with them. The only way you're going to know how to deal with them is you have to be in the Word.
That's right.
All right. The spirit got to be into this book. You got to know the Proverbs. You got to know the Psalms. You got to know the writings of Yahweh Shai. You got to know something, man.
That's right. So
that the Lord can get you can utilize your mind to fight against Satan. We trying to overcome the world, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Shai Shai. So we have to have the manual within us.
That's right. It's I guess last verse, verse 9. It says, those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me, do, and the Most High, in the power of peace shall be with you.
Yeah, so the things that we learn, the things that we see, all right, the things that we see our apostles and elders do, the things that were written, the videos, the exhortations, the briefings, the breakdowns, all of these things was written for instructions on what to do.
That's right.
All right, we can't take up our own counsel, because this counsel is not of men. It tells you that in Acts the 5th chapter.
That's right.
If this counsel was of man, it will come to naught. So don't come into this thing trying to create your own counsel, your own program. All right,
It's the Lord's program.
this is the Lord's program.
Right.
There is an actual guideline or order of this thing, and it doesn't have anything to do with you.
That's right.
You know, you can't formulate how you want the truth to go. All right, just because you don't like a brother, you can't make him not a man of the Lord. All right, just because you ain't click with the brother off the bat,
Right.
you can't make him not a man of the Lord.
Try to X him out, like
Yeah,
he,
he ain't right.
you know,
Or even yourself.
yeah,
You can't make yourself not a man of the Lord. You're getting all down and out, thinking that you're doubting.
yeah.
You gotta break out of that, man.
Hey, Jonah couldn't.
Yeah, I was thinking he just
You can't
came
get
to my
into
mind.
that Jonah spirit, man. You know,
That's right.
you want to be like Isaiah. Just real quick, the Lord asked, talking about who shall go and speak for him. Well, Isaiah said he will go.
That's right.
So he wanted to be in an Isaiah spirit. He didn't want to be like Jonah, although Jonah was a man of the Lord, but he wanted to be more so like Isaiah, ready, apt to teach,
That's right.
apt in the spirit.
Con, that's right. Now, Shalom once again to all of you brothers on the comment board, man.
Shalom, man.
We're gonna get this last precept, wrap it up.
Con.
Sirach, chapter 40, you want me to start at the top?
Yeah, come
This is Sirach, chapter 40, verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mothers of all things.
Right. And so basically what this is saying that this is the way that the Lord made it. From the time that you're born to the time that you die, the sons of Adam have to deal with this condition based off of what happened in Genesis, with Adam and Eve and the serpent and the tree of good and evil. Going to have to deal with your mind dealing with certain torments and certain thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adversity.
Come, yeah, adversity. Go ahead.
Verse 2, their imaginations of things to come and the day of death trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart.
Yeah, so these weird thoughts and these dreams that brothers may have, it's recorded in the scriptures that we're going to have to deal with that. But the scriptures are also going to give you a solution too. This is why you have to trust in the Lord. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna skip to verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "A little or nothing is his rest, and afterwards he is in his sleep, and as in a day of keeping watch, troubled in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of a battle."
Yeah, you have a certain dream about, like brother said, for example, about the brothers or yourself or the apostles, or you might have thought something throughout the day and Satan mess with you in your dreams. You might have that fear come upon you, and then you like, yo man, what's going on? So like you meditate on it, to an extent that it bothers you. Okay, go ahead.
Come. It says, "When all is safe, he awakened and marveled that the fear was nothing."
Right, because it's a nightmare. You have spiritual nightmares. You had nightmares in the world as a kid. Freddy Krueger and Jason and stuff coming in your room.
Yeah, you actually see them in your dreams.
Yeah,
knowing good and damn well they not true.
Right.
Right.
They in a movie. Well, them same demons, they attack you in truth. But you have to understand that it's because of the fear that we have on this from just being being sons of Adam, just being men. And when you understand that, and we read in the Apocrypha, it talks about how fear not the sentence of death. Don't be afraid of that. Why? because we trust in the Lord. You know, we trust in Yahweh Bashar. You eventually wake up, you find that it was nothing. Dreams lift up fools.
Yep.
You can't rely on that. You have to rely on what's in the spirit.
Yep.
And if you have, and this happened to me recently. I had a crazy dream. I didn't get it. It was confusing. So when I woke up that morning before I went to work, I was like, Lord, I prayed the Lord to give me clarity on it and, give me understanding. And the Lord revealed it to me. Still revealing it to me. Even in this lesson, because you find out things in the spirit that it's not
what you think. And it's not what you think either.
Right, it's not what you think.
You might think it's one thing, but it has a whole nother meaning. It resembles,
right,
but it has a whole nother meaning. So that's why you can't put your energy all into it, man. Just put your energy into what's written. There's more.
Right.
It's safety in what's written down because it's the words of the Lord.
Right.
When you start to actually making your dreams and your thoughts scriptures,
Right.
that's when you have a problem.
Yep.
That's right.
It's not scripture. All right. It says when all is safe, he awaketh and marveleth that the fear was nothing. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. So even these people in the world that's going off, they suffer certain nightmares and things of that nature, but they get haunted and plagued. But they got hella demons on them, man. They probably catching nightmares every goddamn night, man. Fucking with their mind, man. And they wake up and act like ain't nothing going on, man. So yeah, brothers, with your, daydreaming, night dreaming, thoughts, different things like that. Hey, don't put your energy into it, man. It'd be vanity. You will know when it's inspired by the Heavenly Father, man. Because it'll deal with prophecy.
That's right.
That's when the Lord spoke to the prophets in a dream or in a vision. It was always concerning the things that was to come. You had, when Nebuchadnezzar had the dream and he broke it down. All right, that dealt with prophecy.
That's right.
When Esdras had a dream, it dealt with prophecy. When John the Revelator had them visions in them dreams, it was dealing with prophecy. Daniel, it was dealing with prophecy. All right, Ezekiel, it was dealing with prophecy. All right, and so on and so forth. It did when the Lord comes to you in a dream or in a vision. It deals with a grand scale of things, not individualism.
Right.
All right. So don't get caught up into that spirit, man. All right. So we're gonna close it out. That was all the brothers had.
Yep.
Well, I did have this based off of that last scripture with
okay, you can get it
about the wicked. So this is Psalms 32:10. It says, "Many sorrows shall be to the wicked," like that fear and all of that, the wrath. But it says, "But he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about."
That's right. And that's what the Lord is about. He wants to show the riches and the depths of his mercy.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is not, he's not a power that just takes pleasure in you losing your life, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And destroying, he's building the house of David. He's setting up, he's building the ruins, man. All right. He's using them lively stones to construct the house of David. So you may have a dream that, you may die, or a brother may die, or a family member, your son. The Lord's great pleasure is to give you the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
And we have to meditate upon that. And the dreams will intensify. They'll get heavier, more convincing, but you got to have the spirit to not give into it. To not give into it, man, to not give into your vain thoughts throughout the day. If it ain't concerning prophecy and Yahweh Bashar Shai, man.
Right.
All right. So we're going to close out giving our praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kodash. Double honors once again to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and safety to the elect men, women, and children. Shalom.
Shalom.